us for our devotionals today. Who is ready to study the Bible? Hi, Abby. Let's see what I can find here. Oh, this is a new one. Hello, friends. Let me just... Hi, Peyton. I'm great. I saw your hot cross buns. They looked fantastic. I'm here. Hello. We are all here. Why is this like? Why? Hi, Morgan. Hello, everybody who's all here. Oh, Grace, wow. You made it to Starbucks. That What's your like favorite Starbucks order? Also, cookies. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow up that question with what kind of cookies did you make?
Please tell. Did you close it up?
I did.
Excellent. Oh, cookies. I want to make cookies.
Who is all here?
Morgan, Matilda, Connor, Abby, Peyton.
Wow, so many
Grace.
people.
Grace is here too. I know, so many friends.
Wow.
Okay, everybody's doing well. Hannah, how are you?
I am doing well for the most part. I had a very procrastinating day, which is just kind of discouraging. But, you know, for the most part, I'm okay. How are you? They were amazing, Peyton. So amazing.
They turned out well. How about yours? Make sure you... Oh, okay, that comment is not for me. Did you guys try yours? How did yours taste? Oh, Grace says chocolate chip.
What is that?
No, chiclets chip and Mars sandwiches.
That sounds amazing. Oh my
Peyton
goodness.
says hers tasted good too. Yes.
Oh, good.
What a win. This is so awesome.
Wow, what a day of amazing food.
Baking. I know.
Wow, I can't get over that. Chocolate chip and Mars sandwiches.
Oh, her family likes them. Yay!
Yay! That's amazing.
That's super. Excellent. Chocolate. Okay, I was like, I don't know what chiclet chip is, but it sounds good. But chocolate chip is good too.
Do you put the Mars in between the cookies, or are they in the cookies? How does that work?
Or is the Mars the outside and there's something else inside?
Oh.
Not sure. Hi, Rachel and Sarah.
Hi.
It does sound really good.
Yeah.
You are so right.
Anytime you want to bring them to me, let me know. I'm here.
Peyton and I had so much fun too. Seriously. It was so much easier to bake with you than it was to bake by myself, because by myself I kept feeling like I just had to keep talking and saying things, otherwise people were going to leave the live stream. But then when I was with you, I was just like, oh, I'm just talking to Peyton. So easy. It was really nice.
Also, the Mars bars go in between.
Oh my gosh.
In between cookies. So you
What
have
we really
like a
need to
cookies and then Mars bar in between. Wow.
So good.
So good.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they sound
I
amazing.
Wow. Has anybody else got any plans to do oh my gosh, I can't talk. Are you guys doing any of the other Easter challenges besides hot cross buns? Hannah posted to the story about her challenge. I can't think. At one point there was just two people watching. People might be watching later though. Like, it was late at night. People were eating dinner. I think more people came back after they were done dinner, to be honest.
And people were popping in and out because it was a longer thing, so it's all good.
Morgan says, ooh, so good. I'm not sure what he's referring to, but honestly, everything that everybody is making sounds amazing.
The challenges, Easter challenges. Yeah, so I did mine. I posted mine in the story today, so you should go check that out if you haven't seen it already. I brought some chocolate kind of to a couple friends, so really
Hannah and I have each done an Easter challenge now.
Just waiting on Josh.
Yeah, Josh and Bree are going to do one.
Josh isn't here, but if he was, I would tell him to. Well, he is going to do it. He and Bree are going to do it tomorrow.
Are you guys all coming to youth tonight?
You should definitely come.
6:50 Instagram live chats.
I think Matt Loveday is speaking. So it's going to be
talking about Mary Magdalene.
Mary, yes.
Mary Magdalene.
It's going to be a great time. Yay!
Hopefully. Awesome.
We're
starting a new series on women in the Bible, and we're doing a whole series on women in the Bible without talking about Ruth or Esther or Mary, the mother of Jesus, which is interesting because normally when we talk about women in the Bible, we talk about
they're very popular.
We're talking about other women
who is
in
the
the
third?
Bible.
Oh, the mother of Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're also not talking about Rahab. She's another woman that gets talked about a lot. All these women are very awesome, but we're talking about other women.
Peyton, you can access, it's not really a chat room. You can just go to YouTube, look up North Park Youth London, and then the latest video will start at 7. So once you click on the video, the chat will pop up on the side. So it'll be right there.
And if it doesn't, Instagram us and we'll see if we can help you figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll be on Instagram live at 6:50. That's 50. And then the video will go live on YouTube at 7. That is correct. This is so loud. I have ice in my drink and it just keeps like clinking.
Very loudly. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out the music with my foot. No, I think we'll be good there.
Okay.
That was stressful. Okay, let's dive right in. I didn't ask Hannah about this beforehand, but I'm considering seeing if any of you guys want to turn your video on for our discussion time today. I'm bringing that up early so you can have time to think about it and be like, do I want to turn my video on and share my thoughts? I don't know. So we're going to go ahead and read the passage as normal. We're still going to give you journaling time as normal, and you can still post your comments here as normal. But then when we go to our discussion, instead of reading the comments right away, we will see if any of you want to go live with us. Then we'll chat with the people who want to go live, and then we'll do a scan through the comments after.
Yeah. That sounds amazing.
Yes. So if you would like to, all you have to do, same as with Jared's videos yesterday and last week, same as with my video last night with Peyton, all you have to do is, you should have an option that says, like, request to be in North Park's video or something. Just hit that button and then, well, if you all hit it at once, we can only accept one of you. But
we'll only be able to accept a couple of you because otherwise that would take a very long time. But yeah,
then the next day we would accept the people that didn't get to go today.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be
you can share your thoughts. We'll discuss. Really great.
It'll be super fantastic. Okay, Hannah, do you want to read the first half?
Sure. I'm going to read it first, though.
Oh, Emily's here. Hello, Emily.
Hello.
We are in the book of John, and we're reading chapter 18, verse 1 to 27.
Is it split up like?
So the halfway part would be like...
I can just read to here. And okay. That's like a little bit. That's less than halfway, but it's close enough.
You go, girl.
Okay.
John 18.
When he had finished praying, Jesus left with his disciples and crossed the Kidron Valley. On the other side there was a garden, and he and his disciples went into it. Now Judas, who betrayed him, knew the place because Jesus had often met there with his disciples. So Judas came to the garden, guiding a detachment of soldiers and some officials from the chief priests and the Pharisees. They were carrying torches, lanterns, and weapons. Jesus, knowing all that was going to happen to him, went out and asked them, "What is it you want?" or "Who is it you want?" "Jesus of Nazareth," they replied. "I am he," Jesus said, and Judas the traitor was standing there with him. When Jesus said, "I am he," they drew back and fell to the ground. Again he asked, "Who is it you want?" "Jesus of Nazareth," they said. Jesus answered, "I told you that I am he. If you were looking for me, then let these men go." This happened so that the words he had spoken would be fulfilled. "I have not lost one of those you gave me." Then Simon Peter, who had a sword, drew it and struck the high priest's servant, cutting off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus. Jesus commanded Peter, "Put your sword away. Shall I not drink the cup the Father has given me?"
Then the detachment of soldiers with its commander and the Jewish officials arrested Jesus. They bound him and brought him first to Annas, who was the father-in-law of Caiaphas, the high priest that year. Caiaphas was the one who had advised the Jewish leaders that it would be good if one man died for the people. Simon Peter and another disciple were following Jesus. Because this disciple was known to the high priest, he went with Jesus into the high priest's courtyard. But Peter had to wait outside the door. The other disciple, who was known to the high priest, came back, spoke to the servant girl on duty there, and brought Peter in. "You aren't one of this man's disciples too, are you?" she asked Peter. He replied, "I am not." It was cold, and the servants and officials stood around the fire they had made to keep warm. Peter also was standing with them, warming himself. Meanwhile, the high priest questioned Jesus about his disciples and his teaching. I have spoken openly to the world, Jesus replied. I always taught in synagogues or at the temple where all the Jews come together. I said nothing in secret. Why question me? Ask those who heard me. Surely they know what I said. When Jesus said this, one of the officials nearby slapped him in the face. Is that the way you answer the high priest? He demanded. If I said something wrong, Jesus replied, testify as to what is wrong. But if I spoke the truth, why did you strike me? Then Annas sent him bound to Caiaphas, the high priest. Meanwhile, Simon Peter was still standing there warming himself. So they asked him, You aren't one of his disciples too, are you? And he denied it, saying, I am not. One of the high priest's servants, a relative of the man whose ear Peter had cut off, challenged him, saying, Didn't I see you with him in the garden? Again, Peter denied it, and at that moment, a rooster began to crow. Thank you everybody for sharing what passage we were in. So we will stop there. We're only reading half of John 18 today, and we're reading the rest of it tomorrow.
That's up to verse 27, or 26. Nope, 27.
So John 18, verse 1 to 27. So just like normal, we're going to give you guys some journaling time. We're all going to kind of take out our journals together. I'll put the music on. And your journaling prompt or question for the day is, what can we learn about the character of Jesus from this passage? So Jesus does a lot of talking, and he also does a lot of acting. Like he does actions and he makes decisions, and we're not just hearing about him theoretically, but we're seeing him speak and act. So what can we learn about the character of Jesus in this passage? I'm going to turn the music on.
Sounds like a plan.
Does anybody have thoughts that they would like to share? Want to turn their video on and tell us what you kind of came up with? Okay, Peyton sent a request. Awesome, but that's very kind of you, Peyton. We will see if somebody else sends a request. Oh, okay. Yep.
Wait to see if Peyton joins us.
It always gives me like a little waiting button.
Hello.
Oh, good to see you again.
Yeah.
What did you think of this passage in John? What did you kind of notice or learn about Jesus?
He when he realized what was going to happen to him, he wasn't, and then he asked them he asked them who are you looking for?
Yeah.
He didn't say and then they said Jesus of Nazareth. Jesus of Nazareth. He didn't say oh, he's over there. He was telling the truth, and he was
yeah.
And that kind of we saw that yesterday and the day before too, and I kind of see that that's cool that through it all Jesus always tells the truth, and I think that's important for me to remember. So yeah,
he's not afraid to, even though he knows there are going to be all these crazy consequences, but he's not afraid to be that's who I am, and yes, I accept that there might be all these crazy things that are going to happen, but I'm going to accept the consequences and tell the truth anyway.
Yeah, and for me too, actually, Peyton, because that really kind of reminded me that we don't have to be afraid, because I feel a lot of times in life, if Olivia said, if we're afraid of consequences coming, then we don't want to admit that it's us. If it was one of us, we would be I'm not Jesus. What are you talking about? But he was so confident, and he was not afraid, and he totally trusted in God's plan.
They totally he totally let the other people take him that way. So
yeah, which must have been so hard, obviously, because he knew and he knew what was coming, but he also knew that it had to be done, and that God's plan was greater. Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for coming live with us. I'm just going to hit the little X. I'm going to boot you up, and we'll see if anybody else wants to come. Oh, she left. That's so handy.
Woo! Wow, that was
cool.
So fun.
Awesome. Thank you, Peyton, for sharing. If anybody else wants to hit the video button and share their thoughts, there's a request button there somewhere. Just hit it, and then we'll let you in. But I think Matilda did actually go and post some comments, so I'll go through and look at those. There they are. Matilda said he doesn't hold things back from people, and he tells us the truth. And I think Morgan had a comment somewhere too, but I could see wrong. He said he likes the music. Yay! Yeah. Morgan said Jesus is incredibly honest and doesn't keep anything from anyone. So true, and that's really similar to what Peyton said too about Jesus always telling the truth, no matter kind of what the consequences were. Would anybody else like to share their thoughts on the video? I have a couple of thoughts, but I don't want to get into them too soon. I want to give you guys a chance first. If Morgan or Connor or Abby is still there, or Grace or Matilda, I don't know who else is here. Anybody who's here can join, even if I don't know your name. We have to wait a few seconds to let the delay filter through.
Do you want to share one thought while we wait?
I'll share one thought while we wait, and then we'll see if anybody kind of throws a request up there. Something Peyton, no, not Peyton. Morgan said about how Jesus is really honest and isn't hiding things from people. In verse 23, I think. Is that what he says? Verse 20 to 23, Jesus says, I have spoken openly to the world. I always taught in synagogues or at the temple where all the Jews come together. I said nothing in secret. Why question me? You can ask people who were there. So he's not trying to do some kind of conspiracy theory. He wasn't running around in the dark trying to win a bunch of people over to some uprising against the government. But he was just doing his saying out in public where anybody could see it. So it kind of goes back into the theme of him telling the truth, right? He has nothing to hide. He is who he says he is, and he's doing what he says he's going to do, and he's sharing the truth like it actually is. So that verse really stuck out to me. I don't remember reading that one before, where Jesus goes like, look, I'm not doing things in secret over here. Like, that's not how I
That's not
operate.
how I work. One other thing that stuck out for me was in verse 8, when it says, I told you that I am he, and since I am the one you want, let these others go. And I thought that was interesting that, like, besides what we just talked about with Peyton, that, like, he's honest and confident and truthful and, like, acknowledging that he is who they're looking for. But he's also, I feel like that shows that he's caring for other people, because he was like, I'm the one you're looking for. They don't need to be brought into this, so let them go because they didn't do anything. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting, kind of showing that, yeah, that he cares for others and that he's like looking out for other people, and that he didn't want to bring, I don't know, because I feel like again, if I was in a similar situation to that, I'd be more likely to be like, guys, like, help me out here, like, help me, like, get out of this, or help me, like, get through this. But he was like, no, this is my thing, and also, like, this is going to be too hard for you, so, like, they're not part of this. And I just thought that was an interesting point.
Jesus is and tells the truth. Yes, absolutely. If you guys have any other thoughts, feel free to throw them up. But I'm going to go ahead and give the second question, which is, why do you think Peter denied Jesus? Like, what are some reasons for that? Like, obviously, Peter loves Jesus, and we know that in the future he's forgiven by Jesus, and he goes on, even after Jesus goes up to heaven, to do amazing things and to preach the gospel. So why would somebody who really loves Jesus that much and who believes in the message, why would he deny Jesus here? I'll put the music back on, and then would love for you guys to journal your thoughts and then either post them in the comments or shoot us a request to go live, and then we'll chat more. To be in our video. I'm just going to finish this thought, and then we'll get you on to share what you have to think, what you have to say.
What you're thinking. We'll get you on to share.
So jot down your last couple of thoughts, and then I am going to get Morgan on this video here. Hannah, are you ready?
Mm-hmm. I'm just finishing my thought.
Okay, we're waiting for Morgan, and I'm joking. To share his thoughts, tell us why he thinks Peter may have denied Jesus. We're still waiting. Sometimes the internet does this. Once I tried to go live with Hannah, and we had to try it twice because it wouldn't come on her on. Oh my goodness.
It's okay. I'm having a great day.
Oh, I think I just hit like the mid-afternoon slump. Still waiting for Morgan. What if we hit X and then try it again? Do you think that would work, or does he have to ask again if we do that?
He may have to ask again. Well,
Okay, I think I'm going to hit the X, and then Morgan, you just send us another request. We're going to try this again. There we go. Cut off. Oh no. Oh. Trying to get another request. Am I doing this right? I think it's working.
Hi.
Oh, we can hear you. This is good. No technical difficulties.
It accidentally cut me off. It said I had to give access for the camera and mic. So I don't know what went on. So it took me the settings. So yeah.
Right. But here you are. That's so awesome. Thank you for going live with us.
You're welcome.
Share with us your thoughts. Why do you think Peter may have denied Jesus?
Well, my main reason was for the first denial, especially that was the main reason why I said for that one specifically, because Jesus was being taken onto trial or whatever, and so I thought that he might deny that he was one of the disciples so that he wouldn't get in trouble or something.
Yeah.
He wouldn't go to jail or something, so that he would not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And
I definitely
same with
think
the second and third ones. He wouldn't want to be related to him because Jesus is in trouble, and so he wouldn't want to be kind of related to that so that he also wouldn't be in trouble.
Yeah.
That's really all I had. But
I feel like that makes sense.
I think so too.
Yeah.
There's this sense of self-preservation. You're oh my goodness, what if nobody else is going to look out for me? I better look out for myself. And the best way to do this is to put a lot of distance between me and the guy who's going to get crucified. You know what I mean? You want to not associate with that. And I think... Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, exactly.
He would be close to them so that people wouldn't think that, oh, you're related to him, so you must be bad too or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it kind of all comes down to fear. He was afraid of what might happen if he said, yes, I do, I am a friend of Jesus, I do follow him. I think it all kind of can be encapsulated. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
He was just afraid. Yeah.
And I can see Grace commenting and Peyton, and they're saying he was scared and worried and he wanted to live. And that's, as humans, that's something that's very ingrained in us, is this desire to kind of, fight for our life and to stay alive. And so I think Peter is, his desire to trust in God is very high, but then his human, just, wanting to stay alive and, needing to, use his survival instincts to kind of take care of himself is overriding that a little bit. And then I think it's neat to look at his later life, because then we see that he does actually sacrifice his life for Jesus. So his faith ends up becoming stronger than that survival instinct. But in this passage, he's not quite there yet.
Yeah, I feel like that's an interesting point to remember, is that, Peter is human. And so, we as humans sometimes take longer to wrap our minds around things, or we get confused really easily, and then we make, bad decisions. And that's, it's still sin and it's still bad, but, Peter made a mistake, and, that just is an example of our humanness, I think. Yeah, it happened. Yeah.
Good point, Morgan. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
I am going to boot you off, and then we'll see if somebody else wants to join. But thank you so much for coming live.
You're welcome.
Bye. Okay. Would anybody else like to share? Oh, did you think somebody else already requested?
Oh, I don't know if they already. But someone, I think Matilda was.
Matilda, yes, you sure can. I think there's a button that says request to go live. There it is.
Yay! This is so fun! Oh my gosh!
Okay, we're going to do this from now on.
Wow, that was so fast.
There's Matilda. Hi, Matilda! How are you?
Good.
Awesome. What is your answer to the question, why do you think Peter may have denied Jesus?
Well, I thought that he denied Jesus because he was maybe scared that if he said that he knew Jesus, that something would happen to him, and he didn't
definitely.
I think there's this fear, Peter's kind of looking at Jesus and going okay, he's gonna die, and then what's gonna happen to me after that? If I kind of get on his side and he dies, then what do I do? I think it's just, so I think he's definitely thinking about what's gonna happen to Jesus, and then what does that mean for what might happen to me?
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah. I feel like we can take it kind of as a reminder for like our lives now too. Because we get placed sometimes in situations where like we don't always want to admit, or like we don't always want to admit that we're going to pray or that like we follow Jesus, because like we get like peer pressure from friends, or like we think we're going to be judged. And I feel like seeing Peter's reaction here and then seeing how he later on like ends up sacrificing himself for for following Jesus, I think it's a good reminder that like it's worth it and that it's important that we do like stick up for our faith. Yeah, that's all I have to say on that.
Yeah. Really good point, Matilda.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for going live with us today. I hope all of you will maybe go live with us again in our next devotional.
Yes, please do.
But Matilda, for now, I'm going to boot you off and just see if anybody else wants to jump on before we shut it down, unless you have another thought. Do you have another thought?
No.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we'll say goodbye then. Bye,
Thanks for
Matilda.
joining us.
Awesome. You guys are all like giving like
Such good answers.
top-notch answers.
Amazing.
I'll just wait maybe a couple more seconds and see if anybody else wants to hop on. And then I think that's it. That's John.
We have covered
the
this,
first half of
this
John
chapter.
18. Yeah. And we're going to finish. Oh, Grace says she'll go tomorrow. Awesome, Grace. We'll be in the second half of John 18. Same place. Actually, that's a good idea. Why don't we kind of cut it off for today, and then anybody who didn't get to go today, who really wants to go, can go first tomorrow. We'll get all the people who didn't go today kind of up first. Oh
no!
Not Stephanie. Matilda can't hear us.
Maybe try plugging in and unplugging your earbuds. I don't know. I mean, she can't hear us, so this is not going to be helpful.
Can anybody else not hear us? Okay, Morgan is giving helpful advice. Thank you, Morgan.
Great job, Morgan.
And yes, if there are just kind of the same number of people who want to go live again, you probably can all go live again tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I think we will go ahead and pray. And as always, if you guys have any final thoughts, okay, Peyton can hear. That's good. If you have any final thoughts, go ahead and post them. And then after we pray, we will check and see what's there. Oh, good. Matilda can hear us. That's good. We can all pray together. That's good.
Perfect.
Okay. Let us pray together. Jesus, thank you for this close-up look at who you are and your intense desire to be truthful and to not be afraid, even in the face of being arrested and being put on trial and even crucified. The more of the Bible I read, the more thankful I am that I have it and I have the ability to read it and to see so many different perspectives and portrayals of what it was like to live on earth while you were on earth in a human and physical way. So God, I pray for each one of us, those of us gathered here in this devotional group, that we would continue to learn more about you, that you would shape us into the people that you have created us to be, and that you would help us to have a deep understanding and thankfulness of what your sacrifice means, so that we can have a deep understanding of how your love is impacting and changing us all every day. In Jesus' name, amen.